Hi guys, welcome to Selena's Corner. In today's session, we will be discussing MCQs on B.Ed second year course 203. This will be part 1 of the video. The second part will be coming soon. This unit is all about inclusive education, so let's get right into it. Let's begin. Question 1. Inclusive school is a new approach school that educates children with disabilities and learning difficulties. Options are true, false, perhaps I don't know. Correct answer is false. The statement isn't false, but it is incomplete. And since we don't have an option of incomplete statement, false will be the most accurate answer. It is incomplete because an inclusive school does not only educate children with disabilities and learning difficulties, but also children that are normal, who are regular, who don't have any disabilities, as well as all those children who are vulnerable to marginalization. Question 2. Complete this definition of inclusive education by Allen. Inclusive education is about responding to diversity. It is about listening to unfamiliar voices, being open, empowering all members, and about celebrating difference in dignified ways. From this perspective, the goal is dash. Option A, not leave anyone out of school. Option B, not to educate with differences. Option C, not to include the vulnerable children. And option D, not to observe any differences. Now, even if you don't know this definition, you can make sure that it is not option D, because not to observe differences is not what is given in the definition. It's about celebrating these differences, observing them and celebrating them in a dignified way. Option C also won't be our answer, because inclusive education includes vulnerable children as well. Okay. And so the answer has got to be between A and B. So I'll tell you the correct answer is option A, not to leave anyone out of school. Question 3, which is not a barrier in practicing inclusive education? Option A, parental resistance. Option B, large class sizes. Option C, resistance from special education sector. And option D, none of the above. Parental resistance is a barrier because sometimes parents feel that the teachers in an inclusive school are not qualified enough or not trained enough to take care of their children who might need special education, or they might need special instruction. Certain parents themselves have been marginalized as students or a part of a community, and hence they feel that education is not important, or their child doesn't need education, and hence they don't even send the child to school. So all these are parental resistance problems. So these are barriers. Option B, large class sizes. As you can imagine, when there is a class of 50 or 60, which is quite usual in India, it becomes very difficult for one teacher or even two teachers to take care of each and every child. A normal classroom, a regular class, already has children with different individualities. It's difficult to deal with them in such large numbers. And if you include children who need special instruction and education and help, it becomes even more difficult. So that is also a barrier. Third, resistance from special education sector. Now, special education sector is the sector that is made only for special education schools. So they start creating problems because now the children have shifted to inclusive schools. Their livelihood is gone, and they are now trained to do that job, and they don't have a job anymore. And hence, our correct answer would be none of the above. All three are barriers in practicing inclusive education. Question 4. What is the importance of inclusive education? Point 1. It perpetuates discrimination. Point 2. It provides better quality education. Point 3. Teaches friendship without prejudice. Point 4. Special needs children demonstrate better outcome. I would say point 2, 3 and 4 are all importance of inclusive education. Point 1 means it creates discrimination. So inclusive education does not create discrimination, and hence our correct answer would be all except point 1. Question 5. Inclusive education prevents prejudice, promotes social justice, and challenges stereotypes. opinion. I would say the statement is absolutely true because when children who are abled and disabled come together, as along with all the other children who have come from, say, tribal backgrounds or of different culture, different ethnicity, when these marginalized people come together with regular people, that is when the children are taught how to live without differences. That means even after seeing that you are different from other people, accepting them for as they are and respecting their differences. That is living without prejudice. That is how we can promote social justice. And that is how we can challenge all these stereotypes that we have in our society currently. Question 6. Which is not a problem of inclusive education? Option A. Improper pre-service teacher education. Option B. Lack of awareness about disabilities. Option C. Lack of physical resources. Option D. Superstitions and other social problems. So option A is a problem because all these pre-service teacher training institutes are unable to give proper training to the teacher to handle students from various backgrounds, to handle children who have disabilities or learning difficulties. Second, that is option B, is also a problem since they lack awareness about all these different difficulties that children face. They are unable to work properly in an inclusive education school. Option C is also a problem since the school lacks resources, physical resources that a child might need. A physically handicapped child will need additional help from physical resources of the school, which the school might be lacking. So this is also a problem. And hence our correct answer is superstitions and other social problems. Question 7. An inclusive school leads to dash. It leads to learning, it shapes personality of the child, children learn together or children make more friends. So making new friends and learning together is all okay, but inclusive schools basically shapes the personality of the child. It makes the child socially aware. It creates feelings of social justice. The child learns to live without prejudice. Question 8. Inclusive education includes option A. Children with learning difficulties, option B. Children with HIV/AIDS, option C. Children with nomadic families, or option D. All of the above. So by now you would know that inclusive education includes practically all kind of children, whether they have a problem or they don't have a problem. It is the basis of inclusive education is in education for all. Question 9. School meant for children with severe learning difficulties are called dash. Inclusive schools, integrated schools, special schools, or mainstream schools. Answer is special schools. Special schools are meant for children who have severe learning difficulties, who need individual attention. Question 10. Which is not a characteristic of special school? Option A. Shorter school days. Option B. Certified and trained teachers. Option C. Better social skills. Option D. Sense of belonging. Correct answer is option C. Better social skills. These children in a special school are only the ones who have severe learning difficulties. They don't get to socialize with the rest of the children, and hence their social skills are not too great. So that is not one of the characteristics. Whereas these schools can have shorter school days as they have a flexible curriculum. They don't have a set curriculum. The teachers are certified and trained to take care of children who are disabled or who have some kind of learning disabilities, unlike the other regular schools. And these children, since all of them have some or the other problem, they are dealing with it and they are quite slow in academic progress, they have a sense of belonging with each other. Question 11. Integrated schools means integration of student with learning difficulties in a dash school. Option A, special school. Option B, minority school. Option C, regular school. Or option D, state school. So here the correct answer is regular school. So when suppose in a special school this child is studying and he has shown enough progress that he can now be integrated in a normal school. So that student, when he is taken to a regular or normal school, and he attends most of the classes with the other children regularly, but where it is seen that he needs a little more extra attention, he is taken away from the class, given a little special class in the school campus itself, and then sent back to the class. So he is studying in a regular school, but for certain periods or classes he is taken out, he is given extra um, attention, extra instruction, and then sent back. So this is integrated school, and such children are sent to regular schools. Question 12. Which type of school takes measures, evaluates capacities, and changes itself to accommodate the children? Just now you saw that an integrated school does not change itself. It continues its own curriculum, its activities as planned. Only the child who needs extra attention is taken out for some time, given special instruction, and then sent back in. So it is definitely not an integrated school. So which kind of school accommodates the children by changing itself? It is an inclusive school. An inclusive school will make actual changes. For example, if a child who is handicapped, who needs a wheelchair to move around, is admitted to in that school, the school will make ramps so that the child is able to move around without any difficulty. Question 13. Inclusive education goes beyond education and involves dash. Option A. Participation of the student in the classroom. Option B. Undertaking of integration of student in the school. Option C. The activities conducted throughout the schooling years. Option D. Consideration of employment, health, recreation and living conditions. Correct answer is option D. So besides educating the child, it also considers his employment, his health, his recreation, and also his living conditions. Question 14. In inclusive education, the students with learning difficulties and non-disabled students study. Complete the sentence. Option A, together in some classes. Option B, together in all classes. Option C, in different sections of the same school. Option D, in a self-contained classroom. Correct answer, as you would know, should be together in all classes. An integrated school will have this answer, together in some classes, whereas in inclusive school all children are treated as equal and they all given education in the same classroom. In the last slide, there was an option of self-contained classroom. Let's find out what that is. Option A classroom that has all the modern amenities. Option B, a classroom that has been equipped with all material needed to teach and learn. Option C, a classroom with trained teachers who provide individualized instruction. And option D, a classroom where the teacher and student are present. So this is in the case of an integrated school where certain children need that extra attention or special instruction, and so they are taken out and sent to a special classroom. This special classroom is also called a self-contained classroom because it has a teacher who is trained to teach children who have learning difficulties or disabilities, and they can instruct them on a one-to-one basis or in very small groups. That is why our correct answer would be option C, a classroom with trained teachers who provide individualized instruction. Now in the United States, this kind of alternative that is needed for certain students is also called a resource room. That's all for now, people. I will be coming up with part 2 of this video very soon. So just have a little patience and keep studying. Thanks.